What's up, guys? Waymo here, coming at you with another guide. Hey, today we've got a shrine guide. This is a beginner shrine guide. This is essentially how to survive in your first shrine, how to make it out, maybe get loot, but really start learning the phases and how to deal with the bosses. And so, to keep things short, because this is going to be a long video, I feel we are going to jump right in. Since this guide is a full clear guide, I'm going to go over the 7 miniature enemies that you'll find while clearing all the rooms. Um, so starting at the top row on the left, we have one of the turret mages. This mage, it stands still and shoots these white shots in 5 different directions that go infinitely until they hit a wall or he stops shooting. He shoots in intervals, so he'll shoot for a little bit and then he'll stop, and that's when you want to go in to kill him. The next guy is kind of like a warrior type guy. He runs at you and shoots these like pally shots over and over again. And if you just keep backing up or circle around, he won't hit you. And he isn't really a scary guy. The white mage is another turret mage. It shoots these red shots that will armor break you. So it paired with any of the other minions will tear you up. The four-headed ugly dude shoots these little crescent-shaped shots that will slow you, and they also shoot fireworks that do some damage. They're usually in groups of 2 or 3 in rooms. They're annoying, but they don't really do a whole lot if you take it slow. And then these bottom 3 guys are sneaky. So one of them, it's 3 different shots, 3 different like minions, but they all have the same sprite. So you've got to pay attention. 2 of them stand still, and one of them runs at you. The one that runs at you is the scariest one. But so one of them is a green turret. It shoots these green shots that spiral. They'll just keep rotating around. They're not a huge deal. Anything mixed with the armor break shots or the paralyzed shots will hurt. So one of these guys shoots green shots around in a circle. The other one shoots these 2 white balls in straight lines. They can hurt. They shoot pretty quick. But then the last one is the scariest thing in this dungeon. Honestly, it's scarier than these bosses. Because they will permanent paralyze you. If you get 2 of them on you, and they're smart. The AI is smart in here. The AI for these paralyzed guys, they'll circle you at different angles, and they shoot these double paralyzed shots. And if you get 2 of them on you, they will permanently paralyze you, and they hit relatively hard, and they shoot fast. And so anytime you see these paralyzed guys, you want to back up and not contest that room. You want to bait them out and kill them outside of the room, preferably with other people, not by yourself, unless you're like a pally or something tanky. But in this video, I use a mage. I've only ever have done shrines with mages and apothecaries because I'm not an expert yet. Because, like I said, this is a how to get through your first shrine guide. The next thing I'm going to briefly mention are these little totems. You shoot them and they spawn the corresponding boss in this first room. So you should never really have a dirty shrine like they say in Realm with tombs. So you pop it and it pops the corresponding boss. And the last thing before we get into the footage are the bosses. From left to right, we've got the Crimson Chin, Turkey, the Gray One, and the Ninja Turtle. And so those are the bosses that we're going to be going over in this video. So the shrine drops from one of the guards called the Azura. The Azura is a pretty easy fight. I'm not really going to explain it, but he shoots all these shots, and then he has a rage phase where he'll chase you. He chases you really far. As you can see in this clip, he goes way off into the middle lands, which is kind of scary. But so yeah, the Azura has a chance to drop the shrine. He doesn't always drop it. Sometimes he goes like 10 dry. I've seen it go 10 Azuras without a shrine, which is so unlucky and annoying. But so yeah, the Azura drops this dungeon that we're trying to do. So once we're inside the dungeon, we're going to start clearing. It's good to do this with a group of people. You can do it by yourself, but boom, here are the warriors. You can knock them out pretty quick. The armor break guys, they stand still. You want to knock them out when you can, because they will hurt you in correspondence with other ones. The turret guys, you can knock them out pretty easy. But you see, paralyzed shots came from the bottom, so I start backing up, and I noticed that room was a dead end, so I wanted to go clear with my boy Osita. So I teleport to him, which isn't always the best idea. I highly recommend to always teleport to the safe room unless you're in Discord with the person you're going to teleport to, because you could teleport into a big group of enemies and be stuck and have to Nexus or die. So this is one of the situations where it can be rough because we've got 3 squishy characters trying to push into this room with the green shots, which is one of the 3 that have the same sprite, as you can see. And that's annoying with us. And so when we start pushing in, and then we notice that there are paralyzed guys too. So we see the paralyzed shots, and we immediately like dip out because that means we aggroed them. So we see them and we back out because we don't want to mess with it. We bait it all the way over here, and then I try to spell bomb it. We knock it out as quick as we can because they will tear you up. So boom, we clear that room. Going into the next, the warrior guys, it's always good to lure out whatever will chase you and then take the stationary enemies afterwards. Because the stationary enemies aren't as big of a threat as long as there aren't the guys chasing you to make you run into their shots. This is one of the annoying rooms. A lot of the times I personally try to run past them, but it's honestly not worth it because they'll slow you and for eternity because all these shots slow. And what you're seeing right now is just one of them shooting at us. When you go in, there's 2 or 3, and there's just a lot of shots to dodge. As you can see, I push in to try to kill this one, hit it with a spell bomb and get it. But they just, like, see that I was getting shot by 2 there, and I got down to 200 health because they predict where you're going to be with those bombs, and it hurts. So we come back and heal up and try to push in again, spell bomb it, knock it out. Once you kill one, it becomes a lot easier when you're not dodging 3 of them shooting at once, as you can see. So we go in, kill this last guy. I don't know why I killed it because this is a dead end. I could have just looked at my map and known. Dharma potions are really nice to have. So boom, we kill the warrior, kill the turrets, keep pushing in. We've only got a group of 3 over here because people are clearing other places of the dungeon. I like to go off and try and contribute to the clear so that it can go faster. It's all about time, baby. Kill these turrets. Keep going, but we're gonna hit a dead end, which is unfortunate. But now no one will waste their time going this way. And I got to pick up a few potions on the way and practice dealing with some of these enemies because they can overwhelm you pretty quick. So I'm gonna fast forward here, just because that's essentially all there is to clearing, is taking each of the rooms slow, baiting out the things that run at you, and especially the paralyzed guys are the most important to kill. But so we're going to fast forward here. So we're going to teleport and keep clearing, and we come up on one of the little like totems or the shrine or it looks kind of like a little idol, but so we clear. My boy Ryan with the apothecary heals, feels great. Come in here and we find the gray totem. So boom, we find the gray totem. And we don't want to pop the gray totem first because we really want to find the turquoise one first, because when it's still alive and you trigger another one, all the other bosses will heal like in the middle of the fight constantly based on how many players are in there. It can heal up to like 5,000 damage every it feels like 15 seconds. So this guy calls the turquoise one, so we teleport back to the safe room. We're like, all right, let's get it. And it starts the fight. So he pops it and he starts circling around the room. The turquoise is completely random with his shots, and they can stack really easily, so you really got to watch out. The most important shot to dodge is those little cheese puff shots, the orange ones. And I mess up here in this video. I lose them because right now you can see at the bottom of the screen, turquoise is not our quest marker. So I kind of lost where he was at one point, which really throws me off. So we finished that first phase pretty quick, and I sit here and I pull out a spell bomb, and I drop it, and then I start dodging. I like to stay on the left side of turquoise so that I can get my spell bombs in easier. So I don't know where he is. I lost him. He's really just circling, but I eat this big shotgun, so I Nexus. Just to be safe, I had to Nexus there, which really is unfortunate, but you know, you gotta save your life. Your life is more important than finishing the boss and checking out your bag. So A, check out my tips and tricks video, because that's what we talk about. So when you're in a mass turquoise or a mass shrine, turquoise is the easiest to me, because I can chill down here, hold my spell bomb ready, drop it and get some shots in, and then dodge really quick. So I got a health gem there, which is great, which always feels good to get a health gem to get loot in a shrine. So the green shrine gets popped, and so we start the fight for green. So he walks out into the middle and he starts circling, and green is the second easiest to me. I think turquoise is the easiest when big groups. Green is super spammy and shoots out these gray shots in a big circle, and you try to circle him. His gray curved shots will quiet you, so it's good to dodge those. So we ended that first phase super quick, and he does this big boomy phase. He shoots out fireworks, but well, that wasn't a good example because he just popped. But he starts shooting these big fireworks out, and it really hurts. So boom, this is another phase. The red shots slow, green shots weaken, and the gray shots will silence you, which I'll put in another clip for green to better show that. All right, here we go. So green gets triggered. We have a smaller group here. He shoots these big shots in a circle. And so those first shots silence, so we avoid those, or quiet in this game. We rotate around. He will shoot these gray shots that do a lot of damage. He'll shoot fireworks that do a lot of damage, do about 147 on my mage. And so we dodge and weave, and I like to stay on the left because you don't try to really circle green very much. So the next phase is the big boomy hurt phase. He shoots those big arrows, don't get hit by them. He starts to shoot all these fireworks out like really fast, and you want to dodge those by backing up. So that phase ends, and then he does a circle phase where he shoots in a huge circle, and then he rotates around a lot. So it's just really bullet spammy, and and then the rage phase, he just goes crazy and shoot those little arrows will slow you and get you hit by the big arcs of shots. The Crimson Chin's one of the hardest ones. It's probably second hardest. And his first phase, he charges at you and he'll hurt. He goes crazy, yeah. All his bullets do a lot of damage. He slows you. It's very tedious and annoying to deal with. But you really just want to stay at a safe distance and let him charge at someone else. So the next phase, he lets out these little black minions that will tear you up if you let them sit on you, so you got to keep moving. It's good to stay in a group so that you can all shoot in the same direction and knock them out. And this phase, he'll confuse you. You want to dodge up and down to dodge these red shots. And if you catch a yellow shot, the little yellow pinwheels, those confuse you. I like to stand on the left because on the left, if I hold down during the confuse, it makes me go left. And so I'll go left during the confuse, and then when the confuse ends, I'll go down, so I'm not running right back into them. So we're over here, we're dodging up and down to dodge these red shots. Or I started going right for some reason, but I usually like to stay on the left. So you want to make sure you dodge those yellow shots. They actually predict where you're going to be, so you want to kind of juke them out. His rage phase is actually pretty easy. You just don't get hit by those huge swords because they do a ton of damage, a ton. Alright, last but not least, we have the Gray Azura, one of the scariest, probably the scariest one in the dungeon. So he starts out first phase, and he just starts going crazy. The best way to do this is to circle him. Circling him is sketchy on a mage, so I try to do like a half rotation, usually, and so he attacks, he can slow you, and he does big boy damage. So I like to hang out here, get a spell bomb in. Every phase he starts rotating in a different direction. So he'll just like the last boss, the yellow pinwheels will confuse you, so you want to dodge those. The tiny arrows slow you, just like in the green fight, and then the little swords just do damage. And so if you get confused and then run into a row of those swords, you're gonna die pretty quick. He also has an armor break shot that you want to avoid. Those gray shots just do a ton of damage, so you want to make sure that you walk between those. So we stand down here. He stacks shots a lot, just like turquoise. They tend to especially if they get paralyzed. When bosses get paralyzed, as soon as they start moving again, they do this little stutter, and they'll stack like a confused and a gray shot. You can see over there on the left. Jeez, that's crazy. Stay away from those. So the slows. So this is his rage phase. He shoots all these balls that will hurt you, especially if you get confused and run through an arc of them. So you really just want to keep your distance, and try to get shots in when you can. Try not to be the one that he's running at, because then you've got a lot to deal with. So boom, he died, and we happen to get a Reaper at the end of this one. I'm not going to show it because it's just... Alright, so now we'll go through another fight each. We've got a turquoise. Usually turquoise is the fastest to pop because, especially if you're opening them in the Nexus, there are a lot of people. And so you really want to stand behind people because those cheese puff shots won't pierce. They'll hit the first person and then disappear. So it's good to stand with the group in this phase, especially if you've got healers with you. So you get some damage in. I don't suggest circling turquoise if you have a smaller group because he's so random. Throw in some spell bombs as always. I hold it there. He waits a second to shoot, so it's always safe to spell bomb at the beginning of all the phases, because you can see he's vulnerable, then he shoots. Nice. Alright, so here's another red fight. We come in here, we pop the red shrine, take it out, and then we TP back to the safe room. Or the boss room, I guess, is now. So we back up because he's going to charge someone. So we try to make sure that we're not the closest. The key on the mage is to stay as far away as you can and get the shots in. Because I'm doing thousands of damage every time he's vulnerable, which is easy soulbound. And in the Azuras, in the shrine, the person who does the most damage has guaranteed loot. So that's always something to consider, to try to do as much damage as you can. It's a reason to. If you don't think you can try to get soulbound and then chill, but I enjoy trying to get top damage, and it'd be cool if they announced who did the top damage at the end, but it doesn't. So here, again, we dodge up and down, make sure we keep moving when those little minions come at us. I go to the right again, take some unnecessary damage. So we dodge down, up, down. He shoots kind of in like a plus and then a cross, or an X and then a cross. So he'll go kind of down to the left and then straight at you, down to the left, straight at you. So we stay in this group. This phase feels like you're taking a ton of damage, but you're really not when you dodge those red shots. It feels crazy on the screen. Like I'm constantly looking at my health because I think I'm dying, but I'm not, like the entire time. Because there's just so many bullets on the screen, you can't help but think that you're getting destroyed. Alright, so here's another gray fight. I cleared to this little shrine, and so now we're going to take it out and then TP back to the boss room. So, we're back. The boss is triggered. He runs around for a second, gets ready to blast people. Dodge those red shots. So when he gets paralyzed, it's really annoying because it makes him unpredictable. It messes up his circle. But a lot of times in these public shrines, people will paralyze, which, man, it's just so annoying. So we're circling, we're dodging those shots. We really don't try to get the focus ever. We just try to see him, barely see him, maybe don't even see him on our screen at all, and shoot towards him. So the next phase, he starts circling the other way. And this is the phase that's easiest to circle. Because as long as you dodge those confuses and stay a good distance, you won't get hit for the most part. Except by sometimes those bombs, he leads the bomb shots, so you want to avoid the red. And always avoid the pinwheels that confuse you. Like I got confused there, but I held the right direction so that I ran down to the left. If I was holding the wrong direction, I would have instantly died because I would have just ran straight on top of him. Holy moly. That was actually super clutch. So we're fighting, we dodge those gray shots, get some shots in. The thing is with shrines is you do them slow. You don't, if you've got a group that can't instantly pop every phase, you've got to be safe and not put your life at risk. So I just chill. I'm not seeing him on my screen for the most part. Unless he gets paralyzed and pins us against the wall. That is crazy. See, and we all suffered. So now none of us are doing damage because someone paralyzed him on this rotation closest to us he possibly could have. So we're taking out this first phase. Or this is the second phase. The swords hurt. Good. So I juked the swords out because he predicts where you're going with them. So now we go to the next phase. I let him get a little too close to me there. It's kind of sketchy. So boom. Oh, the stack shots over on the right. You'll see those. So we're shooting. Great isn't that bad as long as once you learn how to move after the confuse. Because then, unless you just get completely stacked or somehow he gets on top of you, you won't really die. Oh, those were stacked right there with the yellow as well. The armor break shots is another way you can die. Those little small arrows will armor break you, and then you get hit for 300 damage for one of those gray shots. It is rough. It's an easy way to die. So that's why this is the hardest content in the game currently. So you gotta just don't take it too fast. Be patient, get shots in when you can. When you can't, don't. When it's too risky, don't even try to get shots in. So there he started running at me, which was a mistake. I'm armor broken, taking 70s from these white circles, so I'm gonna back up for a minute. Oh, but they shot at someone else and came towards me, so you gotta always be on your toes, always ready. So this is rage phase. Still, the rage phase can last a while because no one can really get close to him. I don't even know how people do it. This rage phase on a paladin or a juggernaut because he just shoots straight at you. We don't have any stuns in this game. So boom, and he's dead. So thank you for watching my beginner shrine video. If you liked it or learned anything from it, make sure to leave a comment and like and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you want to see in the future, if there's anything specific. And other than that, have a great day.